Would this be working?
I don't know. Is anything working? Hello?
I mean, would that work if
Yeah, that's
it's
working
plugged
fine.
in like that? Because wouldn't that need to be down there?
No, that's fine. Everything's working.
Okay.
Hello.
Hopefully you can hear her. If not, this is a bloody waste of time.
Yeah, it would. It'd be a very long one, wouldn't it?
Yes, very, very long waste of an hour.
Very long waste of time. Hello there.
Welcome
to
Doctor Who Time and Space in 2016.
There we go.
Is it working?
Yeah, everything's working.
Yes.
I can hear it on there. We've had more than a few technical problems today, haven't we? Which I blame iTunes for entirely.
Me too.
Because they've changed everything around on their
website.
Music. Well, yeah, basically, to cut a long story short, what I did was I actually loaded up the latest version of the software for the iPhone, and it's changed everything. So when we went to click in and do everything that we normally do, none of it would load anymore. There we go. I'm Deagle.
Yes, and I'm Lewis Moon, and welcome to Doctor Who, our podcast, Doctor Who Time and Space, episode 140. And this is not only our 140th ever episode. This is the first ever episode in 2016. So we've got 52 episodes of this show, maybe 53 because it's the leap year. So that can affect time. And I think we've got some great stuff coming up for you in 2016, and we will discuss that later on in the show. But Happy New Year!
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year to all you at home. Hope you had a good day yesterday. We know there's been no New Year's specials like there were in 2010, but we didn't have a New Year's special. So, but we did have some TV on, and it wasn't Doctor Who though. It was no, not Doctor Who.
I'm just
there was Doctor Who on this week. Face of Evil.
Yeah. Why was that on? Was there a reason for it?
BBC 4.
Yeah. Do we know? Was there any sort of like particular reason?
Don't think so.
But I did see that in there, and I thought, wonder why they're showing that.
Don't know.
But they did. They did. I'm hoping that this isn't symbolic of that. Sort of 2016 will be the year of technical glitches.
I know, I hope not. That's not what the year's going to be. Because 2016 should be a good year for this podcast, not a technical difficulties year.
Yes. So what do we have on this week's podcast?
Well, because it's New Year, we thought we'd do two little items which are linked. One which is looking back at 2015, the best bits, the worst bits, news, episodes, everything about it, even this YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
Then we've got our Who Year's resolutions.
Who Year's resolutions? Yes. I like it.
Who Year's resolutions for 2016, including what we want in the tone, who the new companion, who we want to be as the new companion, what's coming on the podcast as well as your YouTube channel, doctors, comic cons and panels and lots of things.
Okay. We've also got on the show today a quiz or question.
Yes. Also, we've got our review of Hungry Earth, Cold Blood.
And we'll be pressing the magic randomizer. Oh, yes.
Yes. Bum, 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 leia, bum, bum.
Everybody's favourite part of the show, including our own. So, what are we going to kick off with first? Are we going to start off with some news?
Yes, we are going to start off with some very little news.
Okay, so very little news. What do we have?
So,
and your beloved Doctor Who TV, which is your usual source of news, it's been down all week, hasn't it?
Yes, so that's why there's a very lack of news. There probably would be more, but here I'm just looking at some very small bits of news. First up, Face of Evil has aired this week on BBC 4. So, the BBC 4 repeat of the 1977 story, The Face of Evil, has mixed fortunes according to unofficial overnight viewing figures.
Okay.
So part 1 on Monday had an average of 141,000
Okay.
viewers, above the time slot average of 79000. Yeah. Part 2, which followed directly, had an average of 183,000
Okay.
watching, below the time slot average of 268,000.
Okay.
However, just 56,000 people tuned in for part 3 on Tuesday evening, rising to 88,000 for the story's completion.
So that's just bonkers to me, because that means you get some people that you'd expect the first one to be more popular, because you might get a lot of new Who fans perhaps looking at it and then watching and thinking, "My God, the effects in these are atrocious."
No, but the second part was the most popular.
Oh, was it? The second part was most popular, okay. But then it dropped down a lot. So then you're going to get a whole load of people that didn't get to watch it, unless they're catching up on it on iPlayer, maybe.
Final figures will be released next week and will include those who recorded the programme and watched it later.
Okay.
Parts 1 and 2 had an appreciation index of 84, with parts 3 and 4 scoring 83.
Okay. That's interesting. Anyway, I mean, it's great to see some new Who on there, isn't it?
Classic Who.
Yeah. Sorry, that's what I meant. Some classic Who. It's great to see some of that in there.
Oh no, my news. Oh no, it has. Yeah, I hope they do show more. I mean, they have been showing them on Horror Channel.
Yeah.
For the last 2 years.
Well, let's hope so, because there's so much great stuff on there, isn't it? And it's a good opportunity to really get that out there.
So, final season 9 ratings from the Space Channel.
Okay, so the Space Channel. What can you remind me what the Space Channel is? Is that
It's a Canadian broadcaster.
Okay.
The Space Channel, the Canadian broadcaster of Doctor Who, has given Doctor Who News an update on the final ratings for season 9.
Okay.
So Doctor Who remains the most watched programme on Space, with an average of 69500 viewers for series 9.
Okay.
Season 9 is also the most watched season of the series to date in the key demos of A25 to 54 and A18 to 49, with 415500 and 405,900 viewers respectively.
Okay.
I don't know what the heck that means.
No. Okay. Well, it's at least it's interesting to know that it's obviously sort of still really popular on there, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what we want to hear.
Yeah. While Doctor Who has remained their most watched programme, the average viewership has gone down over the final few episodes. In November, Doctor Who News reported that an average of 731,000 people watched per episode. All ratings only cover traditional television viewings, including PVR, not those who watch via apps or online.
Okay, so it's gone down a little bit. I wonder why that is. Do you think that's perhaps because it has been quite heavy going in terms of yeah. I think it might be something like that. I think it might well be that although we really liked the ending series, it did get, after the Zygon invasion, it was pretty intense, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Particularly, actually, probably not so much Face of Avon, which was a little bit more actiony, but when you then got into Heaven Sent and Hal Ben, they were both very, very intense, weren't they?
So there's a video released. So actor, comedian, presenter, and all-round Doctor Who aficionado, Toby Haddock, has produced a video in remembrance of those cast and crew who have been lost to the Doctor Who universe in 2015.
Oh.
So you can see that video in the show notes on the website Miss Moon Adventures at Weebly.com.
Cool.
And we have actually given it a little revamp, so make sure you check out that little revamp.
Okay, that sounds good.
Yep. So Let's look at birthdays and stuff this week. So, The Rescue, the Powerful Enemy, was broadcast in 1965. This time in 1965, with 12 million viewers. And Terror of the Autons Part 1 was broadcast in 1971 at 5:15 with 7.30 million viewers.
Ooh.
So, Catherine Bailey is 36 today, credited as Miss Wickham in Lost in Time from the Sarah Jane Adventures. David Gyasi is 36 today, 2 credits including Harvey in Asylum of the Daleks. Toby Haddock is 42 today, 2 credits including Forrester in Planet of the Giants. Lucy Davids is 43 today, credited as Helen in The House of the Dead in Torchwood. Deborah Watling is 68 today, 12 credits including Victoria in Evil of the Daleks. And deaths, John Woodnutt died this time in 2006, aged 81, 5 credits including Broton in Terror of the Zygons. And Victor Karen died 1981, aged 47, credited as Virgil Earp in The Gunfighters.
Okay. You ever watched The Gunfighters?
No, I haven't.
Okay. Cool. So there we have it. Any other news aside from that?
No.
Always going to be relatively quiet this time of year.
There is a Sonic Screwdriver app. The brand new 12th Doctor Sonic Screwdriver has been added to the official Sonic Screwdriver app. The new Sonic was revealed in the final seconds of the season finale Hellbent and featured in this year's Christmas special. Unless Creations have worked closely with the BBC to make the virtual Sonic Screwdriver as close as possible to the real prop, it's available now on both the App Store and Google Play. So there it is.
Oh, cool. I used to have that loaded up, I think.
Did you?
Yeah. Might have to try that. I might have to load it up again and see what it's like. Do you remember you had like an app on there where we could actually try out the different Sonic screwdrivers? Yeah. Hopefully it works better than the iTunes Music does. It's highly annoying. That'll be annoying me.
It is highly annoying. So we thought we'd give you a bit of news on birthdays and stuff. Maybe we should do that every week.
Maybe we should. Maybe what we should do every week is pick out a birthday and a death, sort of a real important one from each. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Those are just this week. That's just today. Those ones I informed you on.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Because I guess we'd do the whole week's worth, wouldn't we? But yeah, brilliant.
Yes. So that's the news for today.
Okay.
Not the end of the show, but that moves us on to our next feature.
Okay, which is
our look back at 2015, as well as our look forward into 2016.
Okay, sounds good. Right, so who's going to kick this one off?
I don't mind. Who should kick? Should I kick this one off?
You kick this one off.
So, 2015 has been a very busy year for Doctor Who, kind of. We've had 13 new episodes. That was a new series and a Christmas special.
Mm-hmm.
In that, we have seen the return of Davros. We have seen ghosts in an underwater base.
Yep.
Met Ashildare the Immortal. Seen the return of the Zygons in a full-scale two-parter. We've seen the Morpheus machine, Clara's apparent death, and the Doctor's confrontation to the Veil. And also we've got the River Songs return.
Yeah.
The Christmas special.
And possibly end. We don't know. Do we?
Possible end, yes. So 2015 has been a big year. We've had Doctor Who Festival, San Diego Comic Con, season 9, and we've also had lots of things on the Mr. Listening YouTube account.
Yeah. What sort of things we had on the YouTube account? Or do you want
Should
to
I start with that?
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
With the YouTube account. So this year on the YouTube account, highlights. The main thing this year has to be Behind the Sofa. Now, it was an original invention from us, a little vidcast. An original vidcast where we sit down on the sofa to review Doctor Who episodes, classic and new, as well as some little features sometimes on the end.
I guess we sort of over the year, as the year panned out, we sort of changed focus a little bit, didn't we? Because to start with, we always had a review and another thing, whatever that may be, whether it's like a little figure adventure thing or a sort of a general discussion. But then as the year's gone on, we've tended to keep them a bit shorter, haven't we?
Yes.
And focus mainly on the review element of it.
Yeah.
Mainly, I think, because your mum said they were too long.
Yes.
But they've been a real good inclusion, haven't they, I think,
they have.
On the channel.
Also, the other day, we started a new audio adventure series, Radio Who.
Just sneaked into 2015.
Just sneaked into 2015. That's kind of that was the last video we published in 2015.
Yeah, I guess we'll be trying to do those every few weeks or so.
Every few weeks, yeah. At least every month, maybe.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah.
Yeah.
If we can fit it into our busy schedule.
Yes. But we've had new figure adventures. We've had 9 new figure adventures this year.
Yeah.
8 episodes in part 1 of season 5, and we have had the Christmas special Empires of War.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And
we've recorded more than that, haven't we? Actually,
yes.
But there's some of them are due to come out beginning of February. Is it?
Yes. February will be the start of the 2016 series.
Okay.
So, in the podcast, this very podcast you were listening to, we've had quite a few episodes. We've had things on this podcast, including us right at the start of the year celebrating the 10 years of New Who, right up to now where we've been reviewing season 9 episodes. We've had the randomizer, we've introduced new game show Who to Face, we've carried on quiz or question, we've had some news updates every week, and we've had some very good features, including best ever companions and looking at what needs to be in a good Doctor Who episode.
Yeah, I think the podcast has gone from strength to strength, actually, don't you?
I think the podcast in 2015, I was going to say this year, but it isn't this year anymore. In 2015, the podcast was at its best.
Yeah.
We're hoping that 2016 can get even better.
I'm pretty sure, actually, that the channel, full stop, is going to get better because we've got some great ideas this year. We'll come on that in a minute.
And it's 2016 is going to be a very special year for the YouTube account, as it's our 5th anniversary year.
Oh, that's a great way to celebrate that.
So we'll have something special on the 20th of August.
Brilliant.
Hopefully.
That's fantastic.
Or I'll release it on 20th of August.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds brilliant.
Yes.
So, other highlights of this year. What else did we sort of see?
So season 9.
Season 9,
a few weeks ago, we gave an overview on series 9, so you can listen to that.
Yep.
Episode 138. So that was 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. Yes. Season 9 has been a very enjoyable series.
It has. Yeah.
Some very great episodes.
Yeah. It has. It's been quite a dark series,
Quite a dark series.
as we explained on previous episodes of the podcast. Probably darker than we were anticipating in many respects.
Well, definitely, because it was apparently going to be a more adventurous, jolly series. Not jolly, more like Girl Who Died, the first half of it. More light-hearted.
It's funny,
more like the prequel.
That's what I was just about to say,
opener.
actually. When you take the prequel...
The opener as well.
Yeah.
Magician's Apprentice.
Yeah. But I actually think if you take the prequel in itself, that gave the impression it was going to be very light-hearted.
Yes, and I hated the prequel, just to be honest.
So you'll probably be glad then that it isn't like that. I think what was quite clear though in 2015 was that Capaldi as the Doctor really came into his own. If he was good in Series 8, which he was even better in Series 9. I've got a few thoughts on who, but I'll going forward, but I'll wait till we get on to 2016 then, until I
I've got a few thoughts as well.
Yeah.
So Capaldi and Moffat signed on to another series.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes.
That's got to be good news for everybody, I think.
That's got to be good news. But I've heard rumours that this could be Peter Capaldi's last. Moffat's last.
That wouldn't surprise me in many ways, because we know that from things that they've said. I know Capaldi said that he'd be quite happy to work on it all the time, but it's also been quite clear that it's very intense in terms of the schedule that they have to keep. We know that Moffat's got other projects on as well. Sherlock and
on last night.
Yeah, and we know that. I mean, this year they've only done the one episode, haven't they? In the whole year.
With Sherlock though, there's rumours that Series 4 could be the last one. I think it's meant to be the last one. So if he leaves that, maybe if he leaves both of them, then he'll probably do something new.
Yeah, he could do. I mean, the other thing that's quite clear when you look at it, going across to Sherlock for a minute, is that the two main cast are really busy as well in terms of other side projects, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
So, it's quite understandable that. But yeah, I mean, I think Moffat's given us a really great year of Doctor Who. Actually,
yes,
I know there's still a lot of Moffat haters.
There are, like Clara haters.
Yeah.
There's haters of everything.
There is. I think particularly when you take something which is as long running as Doctor Who, and it's got such a wide fan base, it's always going to be split down the middle. I mean, if you imagine if it went back to doing episodes like what we saw when New Who came back to the Russell T Davies years, I'm sure that would divide opinion as well.
Yes, some people love that period, but some people don't.
Yeah,
including us, maybe.
Yeah, I think we
like it, but it's not as good as the current period.
And I think there's bits that probably are a bit annoying. There's cheesy bits,
bits.
Even in some of the best episodes, it still reverts to cheesiness.
So San Diego Comic-Con and the Doctor Who Festival were two big events for Doctor Who this year.
Sadly, not for us.
Not for us. We have been to a smaller version of San Diego Comic-Con, Bournemouth Film and Comic-Con. And we did do a behind the sofa.
We did.
Talked a little bit about that.
Yeah, we did. We got to speak to Leela.
Yes.
And Perry.
Yes.
Both of them very, very nice people.
Yes.
I think. And we saw quite a few other companions around.
We did. And doctors.
Yeah, hopefully this year, if we go again, which we're planning to, we might. We're going to try and sort some stuff out, aren't we? See if we can make a bit more of a sort of Mr. Lewis Moon event of it. Yeah. One way or the other. But
like a shorter episode of Behind the Sofa, maybe.
Yeah.
Just like a special episode.
It'd be maybe we might even be able to do possibly say a Doctor Who Time and Space live from the Comic-Con.
That'd be good. Yeah.
We have the technology.
Yes, we do.
Believe it or not, despite our technical problems this morning, this afternoon, sorry. But I'm sure we might be able to do something like that. Anything else that really stood out for you from 2015? Do you think?
No. Spoilers. Talk a bit about that. The Davros thing was a bit of a shame. It was shocking still, but it got spoiled.
Bit of a shame for me because I found out just before the program came on, which is a bit annoying because it would have been a real shocker.
Yeah.
There's nothing like a good.
The thing is,
Surprise.
my mum didn't know.
Right, okay.
So she was shocked, but she's like the only one in the world who didn't know. And that's the same as when Matt Smith came into it in Deep Breath. Everyone knew.
Yeah, that's right. Although we'd read that a few times, didn't we? And to be honest, we try and stay clear of spoilers, don't we?
We do. We don't look anywhere. And also Clara's death thing. But it's very hard to keep things in modern age.
I think it is, because the papers seem to go out of their way to spoil things, particularly the sort of Sun and the Mirror.
Yes.
So there we have it. What else do we have in the news department?
So news department.
Not news, but it's because it says news there in the big letters on the iPad.
Not big letters, just
Well,
as
normal,
big as that.
normal, but it's there in letters.
So who should we go forward to 2016?
Yes, let's.
So New Year's resolutions time. We're going to look at some of the things about this series. Starting off with, I'm going to start off with the companion.
Okay.
What sort of thing do you want for the companion of the new series?
I think the thing I'd like most of all for a companion is for there not to be any huge story surrounding them.
Yeah, I think that's what everyone's saying at the moment.
Yeah, I just want a basic companion that wants to go around, that just gets excited about travelling around with the Doctor.
Yeah, because Clara and Amy, they've just been massive characters.
And Rose, I think, as well.
Yes.
Probably.
Every story has been centred around them. And I mean, Hellbent, we thought Clara's going to be in it a little bit. Dawn! And that's the Time Lords are the main feature. But
yeah,
Clara was the main feature. And that's the only bad bit about Hellbent, I think. The main bad bit was when the Time Lords weren't the main centre of it. They were in it too little.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I didn't really mind with that one. I could like it sort of was a nice end to the.
It
Clara
was,
story.
and I liked the Clara story in that one, but it was too.
Yeah. I think though that's what I want. In terms of a new companion, I think I'd like a companion more along the lines of what we had with Martha, where she was just going around having a good time.
Yeah.
I don't think that. I think what New Who has done really well is it's given greater strength to the companions.
Yes.
And a lot more individual character to them. But there's times where you could argue that they've become the main focus. Yeah, that's my thoughts on it.
So, whilst I pop somewhere, what sort of writers, like returning writers and new writers?
Okay. I mean, I might just carry on talking a bit about the companion, but
and then I'll come back
to
to talk about the monsters and stuff, writers and stuff.
I think what I'll be looking for is to say either something where it's just a run-of-the-mill somebody that wants to go on an adventure with the Doctor and is excited by that whole thing. The other sort of areas that could be quite interesting are something along the lines of what we saw with Leela. So, because I like Leela, as everyone knows, but I think that whole sort of somebody that's sort of like a warrior type companion would be really, really grand. Someone that's not only brave but also quite feisty. So, as we saw with Leela. I think the other sort of one, which we wouldn't want to recreate what we've seen before, but I think a companion where you're sort of slightly unsure as to whether they're good or bad,
like Turlo?
we have with Turlo.
Yeah,
that would be quite interesting to see again.
Would be.
But yeah, so what would you like to see in a companion?
I'd like to see, like you, a Leela, or a bit like Turlo. Yes, but mainly like a more tough.
Or just somebody that's fairly run-of-the-mill, normal person that we could relate to.
Yeah.
And I guess although, sorry, we mentioned Martha.
Like Rose, really.
And to a certain extent, although I don't like her, Donna, I guess,
yes.
was there was that whole idea of it just being, and I think what appeals to a lot of people was it was like the 10th Doctor and Donna just having a good laugh in space.
Yes.
And I think I wouldn't have had a problem with that if it wasn't for the fact that I just found them both quite annoying. But the concept, I think, is quite a good one.
So, writers.
Mm-hmm.
There are 2 brand new writers coming in.
Yep.
We don't have any idea who they are. Maybe depends who they are, but probably when we hear about them, we won't know any. We won't have any idea who they are.
Yeah.
But maybe we will. Maybe they'll be really famous ones. But there might be some old people. So we've heard Mark Gatiss is planning a sequel to Sleep No More.
Yep.
No. Thank you. Sorry. I don't want a sequel to Sleep No More.
Perhaps I could ask you this then. Of the writers we saw in 2015,
Yes.
which ones would you most like to see again?
I'd like to see Peter Harness, because Zygon Inversion was probably my favourite episode of season 9.
Yeah, I'd like to see him again. I think that was a good one.
I'd
like to see Jamie Matheson again. I know people were a little bit undecided about the girl who died.
I think it was a bit of a letdown for him.
Mm-hmm. But his 2 stories in the previous season were 2 of the highlights, weren't they? So I think we definitely want to see him again.
The late before the third writers.
I think also, who am I thinking of? The writer from The Woman Who Lived.
Catherine Together. And Sarah Dollard. We've mentioned all of them.
Oh, we have pretty much, haven't we?
We have actually.
After the Mark Gatiss, haven't we? That would be everyone. I think it might be. It sounds like we're having a dig at Mark Gatiss, and we're not. I think we both like Mark Gatiss, don't we, as a writer?
Kind of.
In
most of it. Some of his episodes have been a bit.
Yeah. I know a lot of people raved about Sarah Dollard and the writing for Face the Raven, but I wouldn't necessarily say it was one of my favourite stories in this season.
I mean the writing is quite good.
It's good. I'd like to see it come back, but I wouldn't say that the writing was as strong as, say, The Woman Who Lived. Personally.
No.
Yeah. So
probably not.
So I think I'd rather see what's her name again?
Catherine Together.
Yeah. I think I'd rather see her come back.
So directors, obviously, we've got rumours that Peter Jackson could be directing an episode.
Now that would be interesting to see what he did with it. The only sort of the only downside of that could be that he does everything really big, which could be great.
Yes.
But
he should direct a finale.
Yeah, that would be good. But having said that, I wouldn't want him to direct one at the expense of the woman that's done the last few.
Oh yeah.
Whose name I've forgotten.
Rachel Tallahay.
Rachel Tallahay. I'm rubbish with names, aren't I? It always involves me calling them what's it and that person whose name I can't remember, and then you always correct me on it. But Rachel Tallahay's sort of the way that she's put across both the big finales, the last 2 seasons, they've just been immense, haven't they?
Yes, they have.
They've just looked really, really immense. Whether you're looking at the size of how bent or how claustrophobic and scary Heaven Sent was.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd like to see Peter Jackson have a go at it. As I say, my only concern on it would be whether there's the budget to be able to do what he does, because we know that the BBC are being hit with funding cuts. Presumably, that will have to find its way into the things like Doctor Who. They'll have to presumably do things slightly cheaper than what they have done in the past, which I'm sure they can do. It's not totally reliant on effects and everything, is it?
No.
But having said that, the last couple of series have just looked fantastic. They've looked like films, haven't they?
They have.
They've looked really good.
The tone of the series, but I know we're going to get into a debate here.
Yeah. Do you want to start or shall I start?
Yeah. So seasons 8 and 9 have been very dark. More dark than the rest of New Who, and maybe it's getting too dark because children at the moment are not probably. They're probably too scared. They don't know what's going on.
It'd be hard to follow.
It would be hard to follow for a child. So I don't think they'd really like it as much as what they've had in the Matt Smith period.
Yeah.
I mean, I like it personally, but
I'm the same. I mean, I think the last 2 series have been the strongest 2 series in New Who, possibly, with the exception of that first Tom Baker series, possibly the best in Who ever. I mean, they have been that strong. But I think we've got to remember what we're talking about as a series. We're not talking about Game of Thrones or The Walking Dead or something like that. We're talking about a programme which is essentially a family-orientated programme.
And if people don't watch it now, that's because if young children don't watch it now, they won't be able to reintroduce it in generations to come, and ratings will get worse and worse.
Yeah, there is that danger. So I think like we were talking offline earlier on, weren't we, about the fact that however much we like the direction that Doctor Who's gone in the last couple of series, for the good of the series, it might be better to do something a little bit lighter.
Not like RTD light, but early Stephen Moffat light, Matt Smith sort of light.
But we were I mean, we'll come on to it a bit later in the podcast, but as part of the randomizer last week, we were watching Hungry Earth, Cold Blood. And, you know, we'll receive our comments a bit later on that. But what became apparent to me whilst watching it was that you could see why kids would have really loved it and adults would have enjoyed it too.
Yes.
And maybe it's that sort of thing it needs to get back to. And we know that next year we've got Class.
Yes, we have, and we will we'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah. So what we know about that is it's going to be a young adults.
Yeah.
Well, I welcome that.
Yeah.
But I think, in many respects, what I would prefer was for Doctor Who itself, to go back to being that sort of young adults family sort of programme, and for the adult-orientated one to be something else in the Whoniverse. A bit like what they did with Torchwood, maybe, but perhaps I prefer it to be something more, perhaps like a sort of a dark Time Lord sort of thing, you know, whether it's involving the Doctor or another character that they come up with. It would seem a shame not to have Capaldi in it, wouldn't it? But
imagine, like, they could get an older Doctor, not one of the ones that they could do.
Yeah, well, we said before, haven't we, how great it would be to actually do some Paul McGann episodes.
Yes.
And actually, yeah, I mean, how cool would that be, actually? To revert back to the 80s.
Straight away, we'd be reviewing it on this podcast.
Yeah, that would be good. I guess we're talking pie in the
and
sky.
we probably will review Class when the episodes are on. But it depends whether it's on at the same time as Series 10. And if it is on the same time as Series 10, then we will do it as a quick review.
Yeah.
But we might do it a tiny bit bigger, depending on what time of the year it's on.
Personally, I think we can see, I imagine we'll see Class earlier in the year. Even if it's the second half of the year, it'll still be earlier.
Just before Series 10.
Yeah, I think so. I think with Series 10, we're probably going to be talking a series split in half towards the end of the year.
Yes.
Yeah. And if it is Capaldi's last season, I would rather that, because I don't really want a Capaldi regeneration at Christmas.
No, I don't want that either.
I'd rather have a normal Christmas episode and then have a regeneration story.
Because there's too much to fill in if it's regeneration story at Christmas, and it needs to be a big one, a proper one.
What do you think about the whole idea of Class?
I mean, I will watch it, just to talk about it on this podcast and see what it's like. Well, at least the first episode, I might think, this is rubbish. and then review the first episode on here and say this is rubbish, and then not watch anymore. Or it might be addictive.
Yeah.
It depends. We haven't heard too much about it.
No, we haven't. It's been very quiet, isn't it?
Yes.
It'd be good to get some more Who stuff. I think there has been a gap, particularly with the darker tone to the last couple of series. There's been a gap since Sarah Jane finished, obviously, with obviously it couldn't have carried on its own way for obvious reasons. But I think that has left a gap.
So monsters. Do we want any other returning villains? I mean, Zygon's returned this series, and we probably can't see them again because unless they're repeating this exact same storyline.
I imagine we'll see Missy again.
Yes, I imagine so. Maybe a return to the Ice Warriors. I think either Mark Gatiss' one will either be an Ice Warrior story set on Mars, or a Sleep No More sequel, his next one.
What do you think would be what would you most like to see come back? And we always talk about Omega, don't we? But presumably Omega's going to be in the K9 film. Is that next year? Or next year?
17.
Okay, so another year to go.
Next year, yeah.
So I don't think we'll see him come back. I don't know. What would we like? I tell you what would be quite interesting. They'd obviously have to do a fair bit to make it not look rubbish, but something like the Yeti would be quite interesting to see return.
That'd be
a real sort of old classic monster that we've not seen for so many years.
Mondasian Cyberman.
Yeah.
Peter Capaldi's last story.
Or those I think they're called. Oh, I'm rubbish. I'm not even going to go there. The spaghetti bolognese looking people.
Axons,
yeah, something like that would be quite good. Yeah. Okay. Any other thoughts for 2016?
YouTube.
What have we got lined up for this channel?
We've got reviews, including reviews of Sherlock, Doctor Who, Behind the Sofa. We've got
loads of Behind the Sofa. We've still got
loads of Behind the Sofa.
We've still got to finish off our season 9 reviews, haven't we? And then also a whole load of classic hits.
Starting with Logopolis, which should be out by next week.
Hopefully so.
Hopefully by next week. We're going to film it after this show and after we've had our tea.
Or during, if you want to see what we're eating.
And we've got this podcast.
Yep.
More episodes. Radio Who.
Yep. That little secret thing that we've been talking about, which should be quite funny, but we can't announce any details.
5th anniversary celebrations for the channel. Maybe we'll do a few Simpsons videos.
Yeah, maybe so.
Yeah.
So keep tuned to this channel.
Simpsons and Sherlock as well. So
yeah.
There's little things.
Keep tuned to the channel. We can guarantee.
Don't know, there'll be lots of things for our 5th anniversary on the channel.
Yeah, definitely. Any other things to talk about?
Let's end off with returning characters discussion.
Okay, yeah. So what sparked this off then?
Well, I heard earlier that a returning character is going to come into it in Series 10.
Okay, which is interesting. I wonder who that could be.
Don't know.
Presumably, I mean, if we think about who we got that could come in, you've got people like Osgood.
Yes.
Potentially, or Kate Stewart.
Yeah.
You've got Donna's probably a no-go, isn't it? Rose is probably a no-go. Amy's a no-go.
Donna's a definite no-go, and Amy's a definite no-go.
So it's more likely. I don't know, when they sort of make a big deal of it like that, you assume it's going to be someone that's been quite important in it. So it could be like a Captain Jack sort of character, I guess.
Yeah.
Not that I'd be too bothered. I'm not really. I know a lot of people really like Captain Jack. I'm not a big Captain Jack.
Maybe Captain Jack meet Ashildr.
There we go. I think Captain Jack was better as Bo.
Yes.
Assuming it is the same person, but I don't know.
I think it is.
There seems to be that being with us, isn't there?
My belief.
Who else could we see? Who else could we see come back? K9?
K9, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe it could lead into the movie series.
Could we?
Then.
Where is K9 now? Obviously, I mean, what we don't know, I guess, is that we know Sarah Jane is no longer with us.
Yes.
in terms
Well-
of Elizabeth Sladen, but we don't know what she's doing in reality.
Sarah Jane Smith,
Mm.
the Brigadier, did die.
Yeah.
But Sarah Jane hasn't, and I don't think it will ever.
No, I don't think
She ever
really
will in the universe.
No.
I mean, the Brigadier it had to, so Kate Stewart could come in and everything.
Yeah.
But
Could it be Susan? Will we one day see Susan, albeit probably as a regenerated Susan, I would imagine.
yes,
Uh,
Romana.
yeah. I don't know.
If we're seeing the Time Lords back.
I don't think. We were talking a little bit about Ashford earlier on, weren't we? And whether we'll see her again. I don't think we will. I think she was very much. I think when she first came in, and she was in there for the 2 episodes. I thought she'd probably come back in again. But in many ways, her story also feels like it's done.
With Clara, unless they do a space diner series.
Well, that would be a good spin-off, wouldn't it?
Yes.
So I don't know. I there's no one that really jumps out at me other than those that we've mentioned before. Who would you most like to see come back?
I don't know. I would like to see Omega.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a bit of a shame, really, that they're using Omega for a K9 story, because you just know that that's going to be fairly light-hearted, isn't it? And it could be potentially a really great Omega, because it would be great with sort of a darker.
Omega.
It could do, yeah, because you could see him really fitting in with a darker Peter Capaldi story.
Yes.
But it ain't going to happen, folks, I'm afraid.
Yes.
So.
Let's go on to the next feature.
Okay, that wraps up our 2016. What I think we do think is it's going to be a good year.
Yes, it is going to be a good year for both the universe and the Whistler's universe.
It will do. So stay tuned, folks.
Stay tuned. And next up, we've got Hungry Earth Cold Blood.
Okay.
No, Hungry Earth Cold Blood.
Yeah, you're falling into my chat.
No,
what was it I called it anyone? Cold Earth. I think I called it, yeah. Because, as you know, listeners, I'm rubbish with everything.
So, do you want to give the roundup?
Yeah.
You don't want to, but you have to.
I will give a very rough roundup. So, just for those that haven't heard before, what we have something we do on the show, and we'll be coming to a little bit later, called the randomizer, where we have every Who episode ever in a huge spreadsheet.
Yes.
Macro built in. We press a button and it randomly picks an episode for us to watch and then review the following week. So we got the 11th Doctor episode, Hungry Earth.
Series 5, episodes 8 and 9, Hungry Earth Cold Blood.
So it's basically at the time where we have Matt Smith as a Doctor with Rory and Amy alongside him. So this episode starts where they're due to be going on holiday, I think. Is that right? They were going to like a hot beach or something. I can't remember where it was exactly they were going to go.
Rio?
Rio, that's right. Yeah, they're going to Rio. But instead, they end up in Wales. Because, very similar places, Rio and Wales.
Yes.
Very,
very similar.
And they come out from the TARDIS, and first thing that I think that really happens is that Rory notices that there's 2 characters that look very familiar in the distance because they can see themselves there. And but they obviously don't want to talk to him because they don't want to mess about with time or anything. The Doctor and Amy are off investigating, and Rory bumps into this young boy who says that bodies are disappearing.
Yes.
Into the ground.
Elliot.
Through graves. In the meantime, maybe slightly before this, we've basically got some scientific work going on where there's 2 scientists drilling into the core of the Earth.
Nasreen and Tony.
Yeah. See, I like the way you always pop in and you insert all the names that I've forgotten. What I didn't realise is that they've awakened something. Now,
Silurians.
They have. Sorry, I would have remembered the Silurians. So, and basically the first episode, Hungry Earth, is very much a big build-up to us. We don't know what's being released yet, do we?
Well, for the first bit of it, chunk of it, certainly.
It's not really till the end of the episode, I think, or towards the end of the episode, where Elliot's being chased by something. And it turns out to be a Silurian. And the Silurians are really miffed because they think they've basically been in hibernation for thousands of years.
Yeah.
And they think that they are being invaded by the monkeys that, or the apes that inhabit
The apes, yeah.
the Earth, which is what they see us, because they were former inhabitants of the Earth, and they start to retaliate.
Yes, they do.
And that's probably as much of a
much as a
sort of
roundup
roundup
as
I
you
need to
can.
give.
So, what should we start with?
Well, do you want to give your thoughts on it first?
Yes. I like this two-parter actually. It's a really action-packed, enjoyable episode.
Yeah.
Even though I don't like the design of the modern Silurians, it's a satisfying return for them as a creatures, not as design.
I guess what they do make it quite clear that it's another tribe of the Silurians.
Yes.
So I guess you can see why they would look different in the same way as we look different from the Chinese, for instance.
Yes.
So you can see that possibly. What I do like about the design is I really like the armor plating that the female warriors wear.
Yeah, that's quite
I really like that. That's really cool. Really cool. I like that. I think it's the first time I'd ever seen it. You'd seen these stories before, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
I hadn't seen them before, and I don't know, from the clips I'd seen of it, it wasn't necessarily an episode I was that bothered about watching.
Was that?
No. But I thoroughly enjoyed it, actually. Really enjoyed it.
Good.
And it was that, watching that again, that made me start thinking a little bit about this is the sort of tone of who we're missing a little bit now.
Yes.
Because it was, I don't know, it was action-packed without being cheesy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Silurians, what did you make on them? So you said you're disappointed that you haven't got the third eye.
Yeah, I know. I could have just fitted a third eye on them. That would have been more satisfying. No, I liked them overall. Yeah, I like how in this one the women ones are bad and the men ones are good.
Yeah. Just like real life, really.
Yeah, just like real life.
Only joking.
Bit sexist.
Yeah, only joking.
Yes.
Yeah. I thought Matt Smith came across really good in this.
He did.
I really liked Amy in it. I always liked Amy. Amy's probably my favourite New Who companion anyway.
Clara.
Yeah.
Just.
Yeah.
Martha's quite close.
Yeah, no, I like Martha.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure. I meant to look this up and I forgot. Is it a Moffat episode?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Wait a sec.
Yeah. Yeah, you look that up whilst I'm sort of chatting away about it. It doesn't necessarily feel like a Moffat episode, you see, in many respects. It just seemed like a good, fun guest writer sort of episode. But I can't really remember. But I thought it was a welcome return to the Silurians because we hadn't seen them since way back in Peter Davison years with 1 Years of the Deep. I think.
Written by Chris Chibnall.
Okay. Oh, he's written a few, hasn't he?
He has. Wait a second.
Yeah.
Okay. 42, Hungry as Cold Blood, Pond Life, Dinosaurs on the Spaceship, Para 3, and PS.
Okay. So a handful of good ones there. Probably we're not so sure about Dinosaurs on the Spaceship, if I remember rightly.
Yes.
Aside from that, some really good stuff. I love Pond Life actually. That was really good. Can't remember why it's PS.
It's like the ending prequel to with Brian.
Brian?
No.
Oh yeah. No, that's right. I remember that now. Yeah, that was good. Yeah. No, that was a good one. Okay, so do we have any other thoughts on this? I certainly would recommend it to people. It shows. I mean, a lot of people will sort of think that first season with Matt Smith was Matt Smith's strongest season, don't they?
Yes.
And it's so. I think a lot of people think it's Matt Smith, Stephen Moffat's strongest season.
don't agree with that. I think Series 9 was his strongest season.
But I guess what he did do is get a really good balance. It was definitely a family.
It was, yeah.
Season, wasn't it?
And
it did have some classic episodes. I mean, look,
it did.
It had 11th Hour, which we know, a lot of people think is the best.
Yes.
Had the very good Vincent and the Doctor.
Yeah. Oh.
And this one stood up really well as well.
Yes. And the finale.
Yeah.
That was quite good. And the Lodger.
Oh, the Lodger's in this one.
Yes.
Yeah. So some really cracking episodes on it. So definitely recommend it. Yeah, get a thumbs up.
Scores.
Okay.
So monsters.
I think it depends on whether I'd rate them differently if I was rating them as Solarians than if I was rating them as a new monster. I think if I was rating them as a new monster, I would probably give them a good 9.
Okay.
But because, like you, I'm sad to see them lose the identity of the old Solarians, I would give them an 8.
Okay, an 8. Character development.
Not necessarily really a character development sort of episode. You see a little bit in there around Rory, I guess.
Yes.
And Amy, particularly towards the end when things happen.
Yes, we won't spoil it.
I'll give it about 7, I think, for that.
Okay, wait. Yes.
Okay.
Then the pace.
Really good pace. Really well paced. I think of the 2 episodes, I think I prefer part 1.
Yes.
Slightly. But I'm gonna give it a 9 for pace because I thought it really kept you going.
And excitement.
I'll give it a 9 for excitement as well.
So 33 out of 40.
Not a bad score.
Yes.
Not a bad score at all. So definitely one worth watching. We'll pick up with a more full review and thoughts on it in a Behind the Sofa at some point, probably towards the end of next year, I'd imagine, with the schedule we've got.
Yes, probably.
But stay tuned for that. It's time, isn't it? It's time
to press the magic randomizer button.
Okay, we've tried to simplify the randomizer. We've started knocking out episodes once we've watched them, so that we don't have loads and loads of clicks past things we've already seen. Yes. So hopefully it'll be quite a quick turnover.
Ready?
So what have we got? Press the randomizer.
No, I don't. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Do we want to watch this one?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
So first of all, you better just do an explain because you said, oh no, I don't want to.
No, I don't want to explain it.
You don't want to? Okay.
No, it's embarrassing.
Okay. But something came up that you didn't want to watch for a reason, wasn't it?
Yes.
So then the second one that came up then was Marco Polo, which we can't watch because
it's all of it's missing.
It's all missing, but we've kept it in the randomizer just because one day we hope it returns to us.
Yes.
And then finally, the one that came up, the third attempt, was
Sea Devils.
Okay.
So next week we will give you our thoughts on the first 3 parts.
Okay, it's quite a long one, isn't it? Yeah.
6-parter.
So John Pertwee one.
Yes.
Yeah. First 2 appearances from Sea Devils.
Yes.
Yeah.
I hope they're in New Who at some point.
Yeah, there's something actually. When we talked earlier on about classic monsters that could return, you could see a role for them, couldn't you?
Yes.
Yeah, that would be quite interesting. Okay, so that's the randomizer done. So that leaves us with one final little segment for the show, which is
quiz or question.
Quiz or question.
Quiz or question.
Everybody's favourite Doctor Who related quiz show with the sun theme tune. So
that changes every year.
Yeah. So what happens on quiz or question? Perhaps you can just remind the viewership.
We've got 7 quizzes or questions. Quizzes mean we have to answer it. It's got a right or wrong answer. Question can trigger off a debate.
Okay,
discussion.
so what do we have on this week's quiz or question?
What is your favourite period of Doctor Who, quiz or question?
It's got to be a question because there's no right or wrong answer.
Question.
Although obviously my answer will be right. So I know what my favourite period is.
70s.
Is
it 70s?
I tell you, I really love the new stuff. I really love the direction it's gone in, with that caveat of the stuff I've been talking about elsewhere on the show. But I still think Doctor Who's finest hours are the early Tom Baker years.
Yes.
So that would be my favourite.
It got out of hand in the late Tom Baker years.
Yeah, it started to go downhill, didn't it? What about yourself?
Yes, probably 70s, closely followed by 2010s. 2010s.
Okay. So that's what our thoughts are. If you want to leave any comments on that, feel free to do so in the comments below.
How many stories have the Autons appeared in? Quiz or question?
That's going to be a quiz because there's a right or wrong answer to it.
Quiz.
I think you probably better off answering those because you know your stuff.
So, Spearhead from Space, Terror the Autons, Rose, do we count Pandora opens?
So-ish, I'd give it a half.
3.5 then.
3.5, okay. Well, do you think they'll come back, the Autons?
Hopefully. It's a proper story.
What do you think is the best Auton episode?
Spearhead.
Yeah.
From Space.
Okay. Okay.
I like Terror the Autons. How many times has Rory died? Quiz or question?
Oh, that's going to be a quiz as well.
Quiz.
I'll leave that to you because I don't know. I know it's more times than you should have done.
I know he died in Amy's Choice, Hungry Earth, Cold Blood, Wedding of River Song, Angels Take Manhattan, Cursed Black Spot. I think he died. Oh no, was it Amy or him? I don't know.
Yeah, but if they say it was.
No, Doctor's wife.
Okay.
Doctor's wife.
Was that what? Not Cursed Black Spot? Doctor's wife.
Yes, Doctor's.
So that was 5 then. That must be nearly half of his episodes he died in.
At least 5 episodes.
Yeah. Do you think they overdid the Rory death thing?
Yeah.
Do you think Stephen Moffat overdoes the death thing full stop?
Yes.
Yeah.
He likes killing people.
But then he doesn't really, does he? He
No.
brings them back.
What do you think lies for the future of River Song? Is a question.
It's a question because there's no right or wrong answer. Shall I answer this or do you want to?
You can answer it because I've answered the past few.
Okay, I think the future of River Song is Big Finish audio plays.
Me too.
I don't think we'll see her again in the series.
No.
Not as a main role. She might come back as a sort of side character.
Like Name the Doctor.
Yeah, where she's more the whatever it is that was stored in that little box or whatever.
If you could change something about season 9, what would it be? Quiz or question?
That's got to be a question again. There's no right or wrong answer. Oh, I need time to think about this one. Actually, do you want to give your thoughts first?
I think it would have to be a few more light-hearted episodes just to get the younger people interested.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that. Is there anything else I would change about it? I would not have made such a big thing about the Doctor and the guitar.
Oh yeah.
I actually like it. I think it was a really cool idea, but I think they overdid it.
They did, yeah. It was in every story for the first 7.
Yeah.
It was. We were like, impact, yes, when there was no guitar in series in episode 8. That's why it was the best episode. No guitar.
There was one episode in particular where it just felt like it didn't need to be there.
Zygon Invasion.
You might be right. I think it was. But he was just playing it in the console room.
It was either that one. Was it when he was going down the stairs? When it was saying.
Yeah. It just didn't seem like there was any need to it.
There are a few times where that happened.
Yeah.
If you could change something, no, I've already said that one. What was Donna's first story? Quiz or question?
That's a quiz.
The question.
And I think, I think I know the answer to this one.
Yes.
I think it's the Runaway Bride.
Yes.
Oh,
so
rare for me to get one of those right.
If you could have the perfect season of 5 episodes, what would the episodes be? Quiz or question?
Great question. Okay, are we? How do we want to answer this? Do we want to talk about the whole history?
Yes.
Lesson?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay,
So how many episodes are we allowed?
5. So we need Genesis in there.
Genesis will be in there. To me, Talent of Wang China would be in there.
Yeah. War Games, probably.
War Games, yeah.
We need something from New Who.
What's the best New Who?
Day of the Doctor.
Yeah, Day of the Doctor, yeah.
And
Definitely.
Blink.
And Blink. Yeah, I'll be happy with that. That'll be a cracking series.
That would be a cracking series.
Yeah. Probably a few omissions there.
Yeah.
Inferno, I think, would have been good in there as well.
Case Manzasani.
Yeah. But we'll go with those.
Yeah.
So, whew.
Whew.
There we are. We've rocketed through quiz or question.
Yeah.
If you want to come up with some quiz or questions for us, we would love to hear from you.
Yes, we would.
Either send us a Twitter,
Yes.
a tweet,
or a link below.
What is your Twitter address?
I don't know.
No, I can't remember off the top of my head. I know mine's Mark Freak Super Geek. And I think yours is
Doctor
Time Space.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But you know, if you can find us on there, you can send us a tweet. If not, send us some ideas for quiz or questions or anything you'd like us to actually include on the podcast.
Below.
We'd love to hear your thoughts below.
Comments. So thanks for tuning in to the first episode of 2016.
Hopefully you've been able to hear us and we haven't had technical problems all show. I'm pretty sure
we haven't had.
No, that would be very boring, wouldn't it?
Season so our 140th episode has been a great one. We've had some hopefully you will have a good year.
Mm-hmm.
And this has just told you a little bit about this episode has just told you a little bit about what's coming in 2016 with all of the regular features and the main feature being a feature looking at what's coming in this year, including about features.
Okay.
So
what more could you ask for? What in the immediate future? What are we looking to see next week?
Well, next week you'll have to wait 7 days. I know you only had to wait 6 days between last week's podcast and this week.
A full week.
But it's a full week to the next one, where we will be sadly forgot about Christmas totally.
I know. Well into the new year.
And we'll be dealing with pesky January in episode 141 when we tried to cheer up the January blues with some our new series Doctor Through the Decades, starting with our look at Doctor Who in the 1960s.
Fantastic. We'll also then pop into the next next decade, just temporarily, to have a look at the first few episodes of The Sea Devils.
We will be having another round of Who to Face.
And we shall be seeing if there is any news from the Who universe.
You sounded like a Mondasian Cyberman.
Did I?
So that's next week on I think it's the 9th. Yeah, the 9th.
Alas, no randomizer next week.
Alas, no randomizer, but you will have a review. We can still get to watch some episodes.
We will. So until then.
Yes, until then.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening. I'm Lewis Mean.
And I'm Dee Cool.
And have a happy new year.